Hi everybody. So this week or this month's video is I've kind of taken a snippet from a longer flow and sequence that I taught. And so it kind of starts quite suddenly and you will end once you come into child's pose. So at the end, once you get into child's pose, please feel free to take as long as you need. Um, in that breathing into the side and the back of your body before you want to finish your practice and step back into your day. And in regards to the beginning section, we actually are going to start on hands and knees. So before you progress with the video, you might just want to get really comfortable in that hands and knees position, and we go straight into the movement. So if you want to take a few moments just to breathe and center yourself before starting, then feel free to do that. I hope you enjoy the practice. It's quite good fun, really focused on the lower body. See you soon. Into hands and knees position. Once you're there, start to circle your torso over the hands. Big circles, small circles, change the direction if you want to. Giving those wrists a little bit of a stretch and a warm up. Changing the direction. And then start to change the direction of the fingertips and where they're facing as you allow those circles to continue. Maybe you turn fingertips all the way back towards your knees. The circles might become a little bit different. It might be more of a forward and back motion or a side to side. Just being really aware here of how it feels through your wrists and your forearms, allowing your attention to sink a little bit deeper into your body. You might actually walk the hands closer towards your knees if that feels more comfortable. And ever so slowly, can you allow those fingertips to come to face forwards again? Give the right hand a good shake. Left hand a good shake once the right hand comes back down. And then bring left hand to the floor. From here, can you just make sure that your spine is nice and straight rather than allowing your belly to drop or for yourself to round here. So create length through the spine. Imagine that you're trying to reach the crown of the head away from you and then tailbone away from you as well. Reach your right leg long behind you, keeping the spine nice and still. Can you use your hamstring to lift the right leg off the floor? So bring your attention to your right hamstring to lift that right leg away from the floor. Then bring the toes back down, tap them and lift. Tap and lift. Tap, lift. Keep that going. Next time the leg comes high, keep it high. Reach the left arm long in front of you. And then without rounding through the spine, pull elbow to knee underneath the belly button. And then reach them long. Pull. Reach. Keep that going. Keep going. Nice. Two more. When you're done, bringing that hand back down, bringing the knee back down and just giving the hips a good shake off. And then let's take it to the other side. So set your spine up nice and strong. Reach the left leg long behind you. Use your hamstring to lift it off the floor. Then tap the toes back down. Lift. Keep pushing the heel away from you. One more. And then keep it high in the air. Reach the right arm out in front. Keep the spine still and straight as you pull elbow to knee underneath belly button. Reach long. Pull. Reach long. Keep it going. Breathe. Two more. Last one. Reach long. Bring it back to the floor. Give it a good wiggle. Hips wiggle, shoulders wiggle. Wiggle it out. Nicely done. You're going to tuck your toes. Push through the hands. Send your hips back towards your heels. Lift your knees off the floor. And then send your hips up into the air to come into downward facing dog. Can you take a few breaths here? And a little bit of organic movement. So just moving in a way that feels good for your body. You might want to bend the knees nice and deep, pedaling it out. You might want to take a little bit of a hip drop, side to side. Maybe you want to paw at the floor with your hands, so lifting one hand off, placing it back down, and then the other. Maybe a bit of a ripple through the spine. Just some movement that feels good. Maybe you explore all those options. From your downward facing dog, can you reach your right leg high into the air and then swing that right leg through to the top of your mat between your hands. You're going to drop the back knee to the floor and then start to walk your right foot to the outside edge of your mat. And you're going to twist your torso towards that right leg so that the right hand can rest on the knee. Start to allow your left hip to sink forwards and try to push your right knee out to the side a little. You'll probably want to come onto the outside edge of that front foot. And just take a moment here. Can you notice whether your left glute is switched on or does it feel a little bit lazy? If so, can you squeeze it tight? Nice. Take a breath. Slowly work yourself back into that low lunge position. From here, swing your left foot over to the right side of your mat and walk your hands towards the middle. So you're going to lengthen your right leg now away from you. I'll face you guys again. Awesome. From here, plant the hands and start to lift your right foot off the floor. Use your glute to help you and bring it back down. Lift. Now see if you can lift left arm as well. And down. Lift. Down. Two more. Nice. Start to walk your hips back towards your heel. And here you can keep your left toes tucked or you can untuck them, depending on how it feels for you. Just allow yourself to sit back a little. You don't have to come so deep. It might be just a push of the hips backwards. And then walking yourself forwards again. We're going to turn and bend through the left leg so that the toes turn towards the top of the mat again. Keep your, right leg, and then keep your left leg as it is. Bring the torso all the way up. And then from here, start to push your right knee over your toes, but keep your heel grounded. You can allow the right fingertips to come to the floor if you want, or you can rest elbow on your front knee. And then imagine that you're squeezing your right foot closer towards your left knee and your left knee closer towards your right foot, but they're not going anywhere, they get stuck. Hold here, take a breath. Even though it looks like we're not doing much, we've got a lot of activation in the lower body. Let's slowly pull it back, so we're stacking the left hip over left knee. Bring the left hand all the way back behind you to the floor, and the right leg's going to lengthen again. Reach right arm to the sky. Pull the right leg off the floor, reach it long. And then you can stay here, or you've got the option of bending your right heel towards your bottom, reaching your right arm back behind you, and seeing if you can tap your heel. So you've got this option, or staying here. Or maybe you just want to squeeze heel to bottom and see how far you get there. Take a breath. If the right leg isn't long, lengthen it long, bring the foot to the floor, and slowly work yourself back into that low lunge position. So you're working your way forwards again. Left foot will kick behind you. Both hands are going to frame that right foot, tuck the left toes, and send yourself back into downward dog. Pedal it out. Take a moment to notice how that right side feels. And then your left leg is going to go high in the air and step it through to the front of your mat, into that lunge, drop the back knee, walk left foot all the way to the outside edge of your mat, and then allow yourself to come up. So the chest lifts, left hand to left thigh, and then push that knee away from you. Squeeze your right glute. Maybe come onto the outside edge of your left foot. Couple of breaths here. See if you can just sink into your body a little bit more, noticing those sensations. Staying present in the moment. Gently coming back into that lunge position, and as you do so, you're going to swing your right foot over to the left side of your mat. I'm just going to change direction. And then walk the hands towards the middle of your mat, and as you go, you're going to lengthen through that left leg. Toes turn forwards now, or where you are, forwards. Can you use your left glute to lift that left foot off the floor? This side may feel completely different. Lift and lower, then see if that right hand wants to come with it. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Two more. Last one. And then send it back, pushing that hip, pushing your hips back towards that right heel. Knowing that you can come all the way back if that feels comfortable on the right knee, or you might just push the hips back slightly. Nice, you're gonna slowly turn left toes and bend that left knee, bring the torso all the way back up. Keep your right leg as it is, and start to allow that left knee left to move over your left toes. Heel stays grounded. Again, that left hand can come to the floor, or you can allow elbow to rest on thigh. Right arm can do whatever feels most comfortable for you. And then imagine that you're squeezing your right knee towards your left heel back towards your right knee, but they're stuck. They're not going anywhere. As you do that, keep imagining or keep allowing the knee to fall ever further, ever so further over those toes. And then coming back up to the top. Your right hand is going to go to the floor behind you. Left leg is going to lengthen again. Left arm might come up towards the sky. Use the side of your glute to lift that left leg high. You've got the option to stay here, or you bend that left heel towards your bottom, and then you reach back with that left arm. Try and catch your heel rather than your ankle or your foot, so tap your heel. You can hold here, maybe here, or here. Take a breath. If the leg is bent, take it long. Bring the foot down to the floor. Work your way back into that low lunge position. Swinging the right foot back behind you. From here, can you tuck your right toes, push your right knee off the floor, and then step back into downward dog. Wiggle it off. Take some movement here that feels good for your body. Notice how your right hip feels, how your left hip feels. And then slowly lower both knees to the floor. Hips come back towards your heels, knees wide, reach the arms long. Forehead comes to the floor. Come back to that breath of breathing into the side body and the back body.